I'm with my man, Monsieur Rene Matik. He has so many names, so I used to call him Rene Matik, Rene Immortal Matik. Oh, I love the names. The man just gives me this jam in my spirit. And keep sending us your questions or your suggestions about what you think is the way forward for the Cameroonian music. And if you do have questions for Mr. Rene, he'll be right here. Just send them by SMS. He will love to take a few questions and maybe enlighten you on some things that you're struggling or suffering from. So we're talking music business. We're talking about how artists can survive in this industry. We're bringing that to you on Raw. So our next thing we're going to dive into is another topic, Mr. Rene, that is it's always waging war between people here and there. You know, we like, I know my country, I know my fellow citizens. We love names, we love titles. Yeah. So there's this title of manager. They call you manager, you feel like you're the King Kong, like you are even more important than the artist. Please, I'm no disrespect with Mr. Rene because he is an artist manager himself, but I want to pose this question to him. What is artist management?
Artist management. You know, artist management, it has different definition.
Yeah.
Based on how the industry standard is.
Yes, of course.
But artist management is like you taking care of the business aspect of an artist.
Okay.
Yes, because the artist can focus on the creative.
All right.
While the artist management system is an organized system that focus on the business.
Okay, it's a system.
It's a system.
It's not an individual.
It's not an individual.
Oh.
Because when you say artist management,
yes,
it's a system.
Yes.
But when you say artist manager,
okay, that's a person.
Yes, that's a person.
Okay.
So the definition of that is someone, it's an entity that takes care of the business aspect of an artist.
Right. So, Mr. Rene, can you break down this entity? Like, I know you've been walking around that a lot. Like, you cannot have all the components. Like you rightly said, it depends on the music industry or company where you guys are working at. What are the details? Like, what things do you expect to see when you talk about an artist management?
Well, an artist management, because, as an artist, when you want to check the categorical system of artist management,
yes,
you don't have just one person. You have personal managers.
Okay.
You have road managers. You have business managers. You have tour managers.
Wow.
You have production manager. So all these people forms that entity of artist management. But when you have an artist manager, it's like a personal manager who takes care of everything that concerns the rest of the other five. So an artist manager, I always tell people that, is someone who wears many hats.
Oh, I love that description.
Yes.
I love that.
It's someone who wears many hats. You cannot just be an anybody.
Yeah.
That you are managing somebody's career. So when I mean that is somebody who wears many hats, that means it's someone who understands all the nooks and crannies inside the music industry.
Okay.
You have to understand the industry itself.
All right.
The music industry itself.
So you're not actually focusing too much on the artist. You have to actually have a mastery of what is happening, what is on the ground.
What is on the ground.
Who to meet.
Yes, because an artist is like a product.
Like savon.
Yes, it's just like a savon. It's like, okay, come and manage me.
Okay.
You understand? So I'm calling you now to come and manage me. Like, I need your management skills and stuff like that.
Okay.
So this is a person you are trying to engage with.
Yes.
The person might have his own character that might not really align with yours, but the person has this talent.
Yes.
And he needs your services as a manager to build him around.
Okay.
Because what always makes artists successful, always check it.
Yes.
Check the people behind the artist. The management team behind that artist.
Yes.
If you see artists fail, check back. It's always management side.
Really?
So yeah. So it's a whole system. So when you engage as an artist manager for an artist, there are so many things that you carry. And most time the artists don't understand.
Okay.
Because you are trying to define a roadmap for the artist's career.
Yes.
So there is a lot you do. There is a lot of negotiation that you do. You have to understand distribution. You have to understand publishing contracts. You know, you have to understand touring.
So a manager is definitely is surely an educated person. It's not just anybody.
No, it's not just anybody.
Like not like
because sometimes
education, but music. You know, understanding what the music entails.
What the music entails. You know, that's why I say you need to understand, because I cannot call you to come out be my manager when you don't even know how my industry is functioning. You know.
So true.
Yeah, it's just like taking somebody that, okay, go and work in a bank. Why you don't even study banking, but you want to go and seek application to work in a bank?
Oh.
So you don't have no clue about the financial environment.
Yes.
It's the same thing with artist management. So you have to understand the industry itself, how it functions. Then out of the industry, there is the business. Because there is music industry.
Yes.
And there is music business.
Okay.
You understand? The music industry now creates the product.
Yes.
Takes that product and send it to the business. The music business now utilize that products to generate money.
How sweet is that?
So they work parallel.
Yes.
They work parallel like that. So you cannot just take somebody that this is my manager. Because most people always feel that manager is just to receive calls, and all those stuff and stuff. Because sometimes I've talked to some certain managers. You know, like artists direct me to their managers when I need them for something.
Okay.
So I kind of talk with the managers, but from the way they communicate, you know, you realize that this guy actually lacking something. You know, he don't really understand how the whole music system works, but he's an artist manager. You know, it's just that artists sometimes just feel that they need to get a representation.
Yes. That's always the
feeling.
You
need the representation because it's like you are trying to be more organized and professional.
Yes.
When you have those people that represent you like managers. But you have to look also inside the managers. From 1 year, 2 years, where have you been? Where is your career dimension? You have to
what's
look.
Happening?
Yeah, what's happening?
Are you moving forward
or you are just in one place? You know, so you as the artist, you have to make an evaluation when somebody is managing your career. From the time that the person engaged and the time that the person has spent with you, from there you see your growth. Because an artist manager, it takes a lot.
Yes.
You know, you have to design a whole plan for that artist. If the artist fails, you don't sleep.
No, you don't.
Yes, you don't sleep because your mind will be working that, okay, what can I do next? You know, next year, how will this artist comes out? Because you involve a lot of things. You have to involve in the promotion. You have to involve in the marketing, the branding, everything. So if the artist is coming out nice, you just fold your hands back and you're smiling because you are getting the reaction and the feedback. If the artist is getting endorsement deals, if he's getting booked on shows and everything, so you realize that you're doing it, you can evaluate yourself from there whether you're doing a proper management job.
All right. So Rene, what if there are cases where there are splits? You know, it happens that the artist and the manager start throwing words around. The first part of the question is this: it concerns now the manager. You see, a manager will say that the artist, first of all, be the mess. Do you really think it's okay for someone to manage someone and later on say that person was not good enough?
Yeah, it does happen. Like in our Cameroon music industry, it happens a lot. You know, it happens a lot. Like, I've got my own experience from that side also.
Right. That's why I asked that question because I know you must have passed somewhere around.
I've got my own experience from that side also. You know, sometimes you might have issues with the artist based on the person who is behind the artist, like an investor and stuff like that.
Yes.
Then sometimes the little fame that the artist get can run into their head.
Yes.
And they'll start feel that you are not good enough for them because they think that their levels have reached to a certain place. They need more bigger hands.
Good.
You know, because an artist manager is somebody that markets you to attract investment.
Yes.
So sometimes the artists, they realize that it's really the manager is not good enough. I need somebody, maybe a bigger hand and stuff like that. So you jump into a bigger hand now and your career becomes stagnated. But you were expecting that that's a bigger hand.
It's going to boom.
Yes, it's not to boom. But sometimes it's good you know, to get somebody who can manage your career from the scratch, from the beginning.
Yeah, because that's another thing. I was thinking, like, if you're taking an artist from where he is,
yes.
you already know what product you have.
Yes.
Yeah, so you have to look for your strategies to manage that product.
Yes.
But if it goes wrong, I don't really think maybe it was totally one person's fault. Maybe you guys didn't work together. Maybe you tried to improve on the product and it didn't work. And
yeah, that's why I told you
equally,
that there is what I call this business is a relationship business. It's a handshaking business.
Yeah.
You understand? So, and it's a business that requires a lot of communication.
Yeah.
You can be managing an artist, but you don't even know the character of that artist. But you are just managing the artist because he has a product.
Yeah.
But there are things that you need to analyze and see inside the artist.
Yes.
His weakness and his strength.
Yeah.
Attitude and all those things. So sometimes you create that equilibrium, balance. When you see the artist come with some kind of mood swing, you know how to tackle it. To contain it.
Yes.
You know? And if you're somebody that you have a lot of experience, you become like, because an artist manager is like, you are like a counselor. You advise the artist. So
that's so much work for
it becomes bad when the artist is advising you, the manager.
And that actually happens.
Yes, it actually happens. That is where now the disrespect
comes in.
Before you see the artist start saying, that my manager safe, now which kind of manager that safe, you know? It's because the artist has been giving you advice. So you as a manager, you have to do anything possible for you not to become the artist managing you instead of you managing the artist.
Yeah, and I must tell you that I've seen some cases where the artist is actually managing the manager in the sense that he tells the manager what to do. Like, no, you're supposed to be doing this. I think we need to move from here. This is my dream. This is my vision.
Yes.
My music sells to this kind of people.
Kind of people.
Meanwhile, it's supposed to be the manager's place to scout.
Yeah, to scout. And it's supposed to be the manager's place to really talk with the artist, get a proper vision of his career, because the artist will explain.
Yes.
You know, once you've got the proper vision of where the artist is trying to go with his career, then you develop a plan to manage the artist, because you have already understand the vision of the artist first.
Yeah.
But if you are managing an artist that you don't even understand the vision of the artist, obviously you will get problem along the line.
Yes, you will.
You will get problem along the line.
All right, Mr. Rene, I mean, there's so much, like I told you guys, there's so much knowledge for so little time. So definitely Mr. Rene is going to be coming back to this show someday, sometime in the future. So you want to stick to this program every Sunday from 4 p.m. because we're going to make it that rendezvous. We promise you that. Trust me, nobody can stop that. And keep sending in your questions or your suggestions to what is the way forward for the Cameroonian music industry. And at the same time, you can ask questions directly to Mr. Rene. I have some questions here. And our number is 678-028-885. 678-028-885. And I'll take a few questions for Mr. Rene before we come back and he does us a small countdown. So maybe we'll have a jingle before I take these questions for Mr. Rene.